Jai Guru. There are many gems among the direct disciple of Paramhans Yogananda. Swami Vidyanandji is one of them. Many fortunate devotees could meet this great soul as he used to live in Purulia, which is close to Ranchi, and used to visit Yogda Ashram Ranchi frequently. Let us know about this holy soul from his biography named Jivan Smriti. In the Srihat district of what used to be East Bengal and later on became Bangladesh, a boy was born on April 9, 1903 to Sri Dinanath De and Srimati Rukmini De. They named him Girin Chandra. He finished his high school studies in the town of Srihat. After passing intermediate arts from Srihata, he went to Kumila College for his BA. After Bachelor of Arts, he enrolled himself at the Calcutta University to study for MA and LLB, but he couldn't finish these studies due to untimely death of his father. He was not at all interested in working as an employee. In 1933, at the age of 30 years, he came to a village of Hatmura in Purulia district and took the responsibility of establishing a high school there. From there, he went to Calcutta to take up the job of editing books with a publishing house. While working at the publishing house in Calcutta, he came to know from some ex-students of Ranchi Brahmacharya Vidyalaya that Paramhans Yoganandji was coming to India for a year in August 1935. About his first meeting with Paramhans Yoganand, he writes in his autobiography, Jivan Smriti, during this period, one day I reached there with the intention to get his darshan. I was introduced by my friends present there. At the first sight, I was enchanted at the effulgence of his yogic form. What a self-sacrificing appearance! I felt gratified at the sight of the feet of my ever-coveted and the most beloved person. I felt as if he was my own for several births. I returned after spending some time in his divine company. At the time of my departure, he said, "Come again." He received his initiation from Paramhans Yoganandji in 1936 before the latter departed America. In 1936, the condition of the middle school at the village of Lakhanpur was pitiable. Sri Keshav Chaudhary and Sri Christo Chaudhary and few others of Lakhanpur approached Sri Girinte at Calcutta and invited him to take charge of the school. He agreed to do so, provided he could establish the school along the same Gurukul principles as those followed at the Ranchi Brahmacharya Vidyalaya. Thus, in March 1937, he arrived at Lakhanpur and started the middle school along with a hostel. From his tender age, the great saying, Atmano Mokshartham Jagat Hitaya Cha, that is, liberation of the self in the welfare of the world, always motivated him. After 1 year, the villagers offered to donate the land needed for starting an ashram and the high school. Thus, on the 5th of January 1939, the birthday of Paramhans Yoganandji, the ashram at Lakhanpur was inaugurated by Swami Satyanand Giri, the then head of Ranchi Brahmacharya Vidyalaya. Here, children used to study under trees, and Swamiji used to collect money from door to door to run the school. In the year 1942 came the Quit India movement of Mahatma Gandhi. As a consequence, all the teachers and students went their ways, some to participate in the political movement, and others out of fear of arrest by the British. This brought about a great crisis to the school. Swamiji went to stay in a small cottage in the ashram along with just one student, but the school survived due to his sheer will and tenacity and his faith in Guruji's grace. These enabled him to keep the lamp of the school burning till the crisis was over. At last, in 1946, the school got full recognition from the government. Paramhans Yogananji sent a copy of his newly published autobiography of a yogi to Swamiji, along with his blessings as well as an order. He asked Swamiji to proceed to Ranchi and take over the charge of Brahmacharya Vidyalaya there. Accordingly, he reached Ranchi in October 1948 and thus began a new chapter, his life of service to Guruji. He carried on with this responsibility and faced its challenges successfully up to 1954. In 1947, Swamiji and another monk of Yogda Satsang Society, Brahmachari Animanandji, who later became known as Swami Satchidanandji, traveled on foot to all the four famous pilgrim places in the Himalayas: Badrinath, Kedarnath, Gangotri, and Jamnotri. This is a miracle in itself, considering that Swamiji was born with deformed hands and feet. Apart from working as director and administrator of all the educational institutions, Swamiji continued to live a life of seclusion and sadhana inside the ashram. During the first visit of Sri Sri Daya Mataji to India, she and others accompanying her first stopped at Lakhanpur Ashram on the 14th of January 1959. From Lakhanpur, Daya Mataji went to Ranchi and took Sri Girinde along with her. There she insisted that he take up the charge of Brahmacharya Vidyalaya once again. After this, he had to travel back and forth between Lakhanpur and Ranchi every week to manage the institutions at both the places. In order to feel what this meant, one has to take himself back to those days in India when there was neither electricity in the villages nor any roads and transport facilities except bullock carts and beat up buses with wooden bunks for seats. This visit of Sri Daya Mataji to India was a turning point both in the history of Yogda Satsang Society and in the life of Sri Girinde. At her behest, Sri Girinde was initiated into sannyas by the Sankaracharya of Puri Govardhan Mutt, Sri Bharti Krishna Tirth, on May 27, 1959 at Yogda Puri. Henceforth, he became known as Swami Vidyanand Giri. Later, in early 60s, Swamiji took responsibility of setting up a higher secondary girls' school at Lakhanpur. Swamiji established quarters for 25 teachers and a girls' hostel to accommodate 250 students and a two-storied building for the high school classroom. Swamiji's Italian devotees kept him in Assisi for 4 months. At this time, Swamiji converted the house of the devotee of Assisi into a meditation temple. Everyone had blissful experience. Swamiji also had a vision of Christ with his disciples in his meditation during this time. In the year 1986, Swamiji had all but made up his mind to spend his remaining years of life in the Himalayas. But Justice R.M. Datta, the then Vice President of Yogdas Satsang Society of India, persuaded him to return to Lakhanpur and also to help Yogdas Satsang Society in the court case regarding their Puri ashram. Out of his love for his Guru, he returned and gave the critical evidence needed in order to win the case in the Puri court. He continued to stay in Lakhanpur ashram since 1992 onwards. He renovated the Guru temple and also the old Shiva temple and installed a beautiful statue of Sri Lahadi Mahashay. He knew the Bhagavad Gita by heart, and whenever a devotee brought up some problem to him, he could tell which chapter and which verse of the Gita contained the answer. He always advised everyone to read the Gita every day, even insisted on it. Swamiji's life has been an excellent example for thousands of students and devotees, especially in teaching them how one can live one's life successfully, solely depending on God alone. His life manifested all qualities like fearlessness, equanimity, generosity, wisdom, self-study, tapasya, compassion, devotion, hospitality, and so on. The years 1998 to 2008 were spent mostly at his small Paramhans Yoganand Trust Ashram at Purulia. During this time, the small house his devotees had built for him turned into a flourishing ashram with a beautiful temple honoring his line of gurus. It has lifelike, life-size statue of all the four gurus. There is also a unique temple of Lord Shiva. Even after crossing 100 years of age, he would get up daily at 2 a.m., take his bath, and start his meditation. Those living close to him have seen him to do with a few hours of sleep and sit in meditation in the same posture for 10 to 12 hours. About his spiritual attainment, one can get a glimpse when one heard him say, with tears in his eyes, "Now God is singing His name in me, and I am listening." Around the 1st of Feb 2008, his body took a sudden downturn. After a brief illness, he left his body peacefully on 21st Feb at 3:30 p.m., surrounded by his dear devotees who were constantly chanting his favorite mantra, Hari Om, Hari Om. It was a very sacred full moon day called Maghe Purnima in Bengal. His mortal form was buried in ashram at Lakhanpur, which had been his main field of activities and mission. In her condolence message, Sri Sri Daya Mataji wrote, "He has gone to a higher life and is enfolded in God's light and in the divine love of his Guru, to whom he remained dedicated to the end of his days on earth. May God bless him for his long life of service and devotion, one who sincerely gives body, mind, and soul to seeking the divine through his Guru's teaching and to helping others, treads the sure path that leads towards boundless joy and freedom. I join all of you in sending eternal friendship and Godspeed to Acharya Swami Vidyanand's soul and our heart's gratitude for the good he expressed in his life. Jai Guru, Jai Ma, Jai Swami Vidyanand Giriji.